Hello guys, and welcome to a new GType tutorial. It is time to move on and learn new stuffs and give some more functionalities for our GTypes, and it is time to check what we did learn and what we are going to learn today as well. So until now we were learning about GType fundamentals. GType is fundamental, is abstract, is derived, is derivable, and then of course about the GType from class and from instance. And we saw how we can retrieve names based on the GType name, QName, or from name. Today we are going to learn three new functions. The first one is GType query, the second one is GType parent, and the next one is GType children. About the GType query, basically this is another way to get information, not just a name but a lot of other things. Based on the information which is found inside. So let us check first what's the story with this one. And if you scroll down and you search the function which is right here, it is a function which returns nothing, void, and takes two parameters. The first one is the GType itself, or a static class type of a static class type, and a user provide the structure that is filled in which constant values upon success. In other words, query is the type system for information about a specific type. This function will fill in a user provided structure to hold type specific information. So if an invalid GType is passed in, the type member of the GType query structure is 0. So all members filled in the GType query structure should be considered constant and have to be left untouched. So don't try to free them. So in other words, if we check now the GType query, right click on it and open in a new tab, we get the structure with its information. As you can see, we have here 4 members. The first one, it is the GType value of the type, it is the type itself. Okay, that was too fast. GType query, let me go back. The second one, it is the type name, which is the name of the type, the thing which we try to retrieve it all the time with these 3 functions right here. And of course the other 2, it is the class size. If you need the class size, the size of the class structure for some reasons, or better said, if you need the size of the instance structure, then all this information you have it here. So how is that working? Let me see. We are going to call this function, and of course, because we call this function, we need basically what? Let's see. It says we need a not here, we need a type. So I clean a little bit the code. At this point we have only the type here, so I delete everything from the last tutorial. So now the first one, it will be the type. The type, it is the type which we get it from our button, from type from instance. And the second one, it is a GType query structure. So in other words, we need to pass a query structure right here, and query, sorry, not query. Now for this we need to declare it. So GType query, and then of course query. Now that we have it, and we are basically, with the help of this function, we are filling information inside this structure based on the type instance, we can also use them. So for this we can say gprint, and let's say the name is %s, new line, and then query. We need a dot here because we have no pointer, so we are using the dot now. And as you can see, we have all those 4 children of the structure, and we need the name, type name. So at this point we are going to choose the type name, and if I compile it and run it, you will see which is the name. Okay, I hit the wrong button, no problem. We just need to wait. Let me compile it and run it again, because I don't need to reboot it. And as you can see, the name is GTK button. You see, E-I, not I, is. So this is another way to retrieve information about the name of the class name or the instance name. You see, based on the type which you are passing, you get this information, the GTK button. So now we found another way which we can call it at this point a 5th way. Now there's something else. The gQuery, you saw that has more information, so I'm going to use an if statement. I'm going to say if type instance. If type is instance, okay, I need to swap it because we need an instance after. If type instance, it is equal to query type, which at this point should be the same, then we can print it once with the query type, and the second one, g print, I'm going to use the same, the name, but with the camel cases this point as %s, and I'm going to say GType from name, and we are going to pass this time in here the type name, which we got it. So query dot name, and at this point we got the type, which you can print it with %u. Okay, we have another problem now because this is a time of GType, which is the longest in it, yes. And the way why I'm doing this is because this long number, which you already know, it is a long number which belongs to the GType. And now because we have it, I wasn't meaning, or better say, I didn't want to show you this one because I need to show you the GType name. And now here we pass the GType from name inside it, and after that %s, and you will see we have the same result. You see, the name is GTK button, so it looks like a little bit crazy, but it is working fine, and this is the way how you are passing it with. If you now pass only the type inside, which means query type, you will see that we still have the same information. It's missing something, so let's see what exactly GType query, GType name, and of course we need another parenthesis for our gprint, which was somehow missing. And as you can see, everything works fine, and this is the way how you work with GType query structure and with a GType query function. This is the result which you get it. I think you understand everything now about this story, and you know how to mix them. I'm going to comment this part right here because we don't really need it. And the next thing which we are going to work with, the next function, it is called GType from parent, or GType parent, sorry. And if we take a look of this information, GType parent, where is it? Right here, GType parent says it is a function which returns a GType and takes also a GType as parameter, a derivative type. And what else returns for us? Returns the parent type of our type. So return the direct parent type of the passed in type. If the passed in type has no parent, then for example it is a fundamental, like for example if it's a G offset, then the type 0 it's returned. In other words, if we call this function, just to be clear about it, so I'm going to declare a type, let's say GType parent type, and we point it to this function. At this point, if we pass a fundamental type, for example a G object type, which is a fundamental type, and we check it, okay, like this, if parent type is equal to 0, and should be 0 now because it has no parent, it should print us true. So let me see if it's working. Okay, I need to comment for a second the GType instance. Let me see, G object type, yes, of course, sorry, G type object. You get a lot of confusion. G type object, we need not G object type. As you can see, it reports true because this one has no parent. It is a fundamental, the way how it was saying here. If it's a fundamental type, then 0 is returned. But we are not going to pass a fundamental type, we are going to pass a type which is not fundamental. In this case, the type instance which we got if, with the GType from instance from our button, it is a type which we are going to pass it. And once that we pass here, basically we can get information about which one it is. So for this, what do we need? We need to call the gprint inside here, and I'm going to change to it if it's not equal to 0, whatever, and of course here the parent type. Now what we did now, we call the GType parent on the type instance of our button, and then we save it in a GType parent type variable. Now we check again 0, so if it's not 0, which means should not be, it should print us the parent name. So let's say the parent name is, and let us check which is the parent name. As you can see, it says it is GTK bin. So in other words, if we now go back to our object hierarchy and we are going to search the GTK button. Okay, I forgot the letter, but there's no problem. Now watch, when you go to the object hierarchy, you see the GTK button has its parent which is GTK bin. In other words, GTK bin has another parent which is GTK container, and so if you want to find all this information, then you can make some changes to the program. For example, I'm going to use a while loop, nothing special, and I'm going to say while parent type, because we have it, we are going to say type parent again, parent type, not type. It is equal to, and we are going to call the same function again, and we are going to pass again the parent type inside it. And now we have it, and because we have it, let us save it in a variable. So const gchar const, let's say get name, and of course here we are going to call the GType name, where we pass of course the parent type. Because we have it, we check to be sure that our get name does really has something inside it, and because it has something inside it, let us print it. So we are going to print now the get name. So the parent name is, and let us check how many parents do we get. So as you can see, what do we have here? We have a GTK bin, we have a GTK container, we have a GTK widget, we have a G unowned, and a G object. If we go to the object hierarchy of our GTK button, we see them all, which is the G object, the G initially unowned, the GTK widget, the GTK container, and the GTK bin. So this is the way how you go all the way up to find all the parents of the parents, so that you understand. This is the way how we do it. I think I'm going to stop now, and we'll talk about those other things in the next video. That being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.